Kerry McElroy here again. Today I've got for you a cardio strength workout. So what's the difference between a strength workout and a cardio strength? We're going to add a little bit of an element of movement throughout the squat, throughout the lunges. We're going to add a little bit of cleans to the movement here with a bar. So if you don't have a bar at home, that's okay. We can use dumbbells. I'll show you everything. It's going to have options, so not a problem. But we're going to get our heart rate up just a little bit more than you might normally when you're lifting weights. Okay? Form is always key here, so I'm showing you form. Very, very important because no one's really obviously home to watch you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me, not a problem, Kate McElroy at YMCA SC, that stands for southcoast.org. Okay, so without further ado, before I forget, I'm in my friend's studio here in the city of Fall River. We're practicing social distance. Of course, if the studio's closed, no one's here, but it's so neat. She said, hey, come on in, and I've got all this equipment that you can use if you want to make a short workout video to help the folks at home who are sitting home and looking for things to do. So we hope you're all doing well. We hope you're all healthy. We hope that you've enjoyed the videos that we've made so far at the Y. So join me today for a little cardio strength. We're going to start with a bar. This is a body pump bar. But if you don't have a bar, you've got dumbbells or whatever, water jugs, whatever you have that can create a little bit of resistance. Even body weight. You can do all these things with body weight. That would be perfectly fine too. I'm also going to use a bench on its lowest setting here. I don't even need to have a setting, but I've got one riser on each side, so creating a little bit more upper level cardio when I do some squats. I've got one small kettlebell, 10 pounds. If you don't have a kettlebell at home, all you need is a dumbbell, that's fine. Not a problem, or a plate, whatever you have. I'm going to go to my mat at some point too to do some tricep push-ups and overhead extensions. I'm a big fan of flexion and extension. So front body exercises, front chain and back chain exercises. So that you never, walk out of the studio like this or hurting your back. So always front and back chain alternating, okay? So we're going to start with, I've loaded up my bar with some fairly heavy plates here. I'm going to start by doing a floor squat. You can just use your body weight if you don't have a bar. And by all means, if you have a back issue, please don't put this bar across on your traps. You don't need to have that spinal compression. So just use your body. That's perfectly fine. I'm going to start with the highest position here by grabbing the bar. Get your feet underneath. Grab it. Pick it up. Okay. And I'm going to clean it up over onto my traps. Never my neck, my traps. Okay. Can you see that? So we're going to start off with just a squat. I'm going to face you. Heels should be right underneath hips. Lift the chest, get the elbows up underneath you, and we're just going to sit back onto those heels. Lift the chest just a little bit to protect the low back. You should be able to wiggle the toes just a little bit. My knees are coming over those front toes, and I'm also simultaneously bringing my hips behind me here, pushing my hips back. So there's my squats. Now you can do 10, 12 of these, 30 seconds worth, whatever you want to do. Beautiful. Now, it goes without saying that you could also do this with just your body weight. I'm going to get rid of this. Come on forward and show you one other variation of a squat at home, just using my body weight. So I'm going to step up onto my platform here, squat, back down. Step up, squat, back down. You can just alternate legs. What's happening? I'm just creating a little bit more of a cardio piece here. Alternate legs. Now you can also, if you'd like, you can jump nice and soft into a squat if that feels better for you. And lastly, shake out just a little. Grabbing that bar again carefully, cleaning it up onto my traps and using the bar. So we're here, stepping up, squat. Again, same position, same principles hold true. Heels a little bit wider than hips, chest up, sitting your hips back, knees right over those front toes. So we step, just by adding a step, now you're carrying your body weight, adding a little bit more to the load. Okay, so 4 different variations of a squat. What's next? So we're looking at taking the heart rate down just a little bit. I'm going to go to bench push-ups. So now let's get some upper body. So shake out just a little bit. Your shoulders might feel that if you have the bar across you. I'm going to come down to my knees. Hands, always prayer position, open so that your hands are right across your chest area, pushing from the palms. Again, you want to engage the upper chest, not just the shoulders. Shoulders are secondary movers here, but the chest muscles are the biggest ones that you want to feel first. So hands here. Why on the bench? Bench just gives me a little bit more of an angle. Makes it a little bit easier for folks, particularly those folks who are just starting out doing a push-up. Some of the time, I can't do a push-up. Yeah, you can. You can start with just a table position, where my knees are underneath my hips and my hands are right underneath my shoulders. I lower, then my chest comes right up over my hands, okay? And gradually, I'm going to leave my hands here, my chest in the same position. I just bring my knees further back until I've got a little bit more of an angle for my push-ups, okay? But again, I'm still getting my chest right in line with my hands. Now, if you can come up onto the toes, perfectly fine. And again, it's nice to have that bench because I'm going to turn my neck and hurt myself. It's nice to have the bench because it gives you a little bit less resistance than doing it from the floor. Okay, if you don't have a bench at home, do it from the floor, not a problem. Okay, so we've got legs, we've got chest. I've got 6 total exercises for you here today. Now we're going to move to cleans. Now, it goes without saying this is a very dangerous move. Don't try it at home if you're not sure of yourself, okay? We've got a couple of things we're going to do here. First, I'm going to start by doing some cleans with a bar, but I'm also going to show you some dumbbell cleans as well. A little bit easier. So put them right here. So this is a tough one. This one is really an upright row. And at the last minute, you're going to sneak under. You're going to get your whole body under and flip your hands so you can push that bar up. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to clean, hold it, and flip it back down. But you can also press the bar too. I've got a lot of weight on here, so I'm just going to do some cleans first. So again, nice and soft. Protect the low back. Pick up that bar. Hands right outside your hips. Okay. What we're going to do is practice that upright row. Look how I'm leading with my elbows. At the last, a clean is a full body workout. So when you get underneath that bar, here it is, okay, and stand. Now, you're gonna just flip and let it go, okay? So it's not this, okay? It's upright row and sneak under it with your whole body and pick it up. And then just flip it down, okay? So flip those elbows back up and down. Let's do a little faster now. Heels should be right underneath your hips in your power position. You don't want to be too wide or you hurt your lower back. So you're here, power position. If I were to drop this bar and jump into the air, I want my heels in that position. Okay? So we upright row, sneak under. Upright row, sneak under. Look at how strong my arms are here. And I'm getting my body under the bar. So it's really a squat. Oh yeah, right? Now, if this is too difficult for you or you're afraid to try that, I certainly understand. 2 dumbbells. Same thing. We stand, just not as difficult. Heels right under hips. Snap those 2 dumbbells up. And again, get underneath it and stand. Snap those 2 dumbbells up, rest them on your shoulders, and stand. Here's the side view. And again, pushing into a squat. If you want to press it overhead, go right ahead. Okay? All right, so cleans, halos. These are fun. Halos now, because I've been forward, now I'll open up the back chain movements and open up my shoulder blades a little bit. So I'm going to grab my kettlebell, but I can use a dumbbell too. You don't use a dumbbell actually. You want to hold the dumbbell on the wide side and literally trace a halo. If I were an angel, I know you don't think I am. Look at how I'm nice and soft with my knees. Trace a halo over here. You can move your hips a little bit. You're trying to open up your shoulders and your lats. That's your back right here. Okay? And go both ways. Trace that halo clockwise and counterclockwise. This is really kind of almost a stretching exercise more than anything, but also gets your shoulders in, loosens up your back a little bit. Okay? So again, you probably do 5 or 6 on each side. Go back to your cleans. Just kind of get your heart rate down a little bit. Again, front chain, back chain. Always staying there. Lastly, the last 2 things we're going to do, some lunges and some triceps. I and you'll be good to go. So lunges, I promised you that I would kind of make it a little bit more cardio for you, so you can do everything though from just a standing position. So, sorry how that was. So I'm a big fan of stepping back for a lunge. I see a lot of people stepping forward, but I think people tend to come forward a little bit and really break that knee line. I would rather see you start with your heels under hips and step back so that your knee stays in the position you need to be in, okay? So we're just gonna alternate, stepping back, stepping back. Look at my knee right over my instep, okay? And I've got two 90-degree angles here with my legs. My chest is up nice and tall. I can hold my hips here, the sides of my waist. If you want to add a little bit, just this alone might be enough cardio for you. If you want to add a little bit, you can grab a dumbbell or a kettlebell, and let's stay on one side here. So place your dumbbell or kettlebell, this time you're not going to alternate, on the leg that's back, okay? So we're going to up and down, okay? And you can switch. Just the placement of this dumbbell makes you a little bit unstable by nature, unless you're already unstable by nature. Some of us, right? Just kidding. So it forces you to lock on from the core. Want to make it a little bit more cardio? Let's add the step. So we can come here and just elevate that front leg that's on the step. Same thing. Okay. Now, you can also come on up to the step, come on back down, come on up to the step, push through the front heel, lift that chest nice and tall, be strong to the center, we don't want to hurt the back, push through the front heel and the rear toe as you come up. Here's the side of your calf to the side. Don't forget the lunge. Again, lift the chest nice and tall. Now, one more piece makes it even tougher. You can do this from the floor or the step. You can lunge and reach up, lunge and reach up. Not the easiest move. You can also do it from the floor. Man, I'm giving you a lot today, huh? So we step back, lunge, reach up, lunge, reach up. So if you don't have a step, that gets your heart rate pumping. Last thing, I grab some water first. We're gonna do some triceps. So I'm gonna start with same thing. Tricep push-ups, just like chest push-ups. Only difference is elbows are nice and tight to your body, but it's the same progression. You can start right here, pop heels of your hands right under your shoulders and just lower. And look at how close my elbows are to my body. So if that's all you can do, perfectly fine. If you can actually bring your knees back a little further, lower. Again, your chest is right in line with the hands, okay? So you don't want to flare the elbows out. I see clients flaring the elbows out. It means triceps aren't strong enough to pick themselves up and they're trying to bring the shoulders and the chest in. Perfectly fine, but you're going to hurt your shoulders, so be careful. If you need to flare the elbows, bring your knees in, okay? And just come on down. Or, if you have a bench, even better, here, okay? And again, that bench gives you a little bit more height, makes it a little bit easier, okay? Last piece, we're gonna do some kneeling overhead extensions, plate or dumbbell on your knees. Again, try to keep it widest part open, or the dumbbell widest part open. Elbows nice and tight, lock them in, lock on the core, untuck the toes, base of the neck, right up. Keep the elbows nice and tight. Want to make it a little bit tougher? Grab two dumbbells. We go back to that unilateral principle, where two dumbbells in my hand, because again, if one shoulder's higher than the other, I've got one implement, one tricep fires before the other does. So you can have dumbbells in your hand, I don't, but pretend I do. Makes it that much tougher, okay? And both triceps have to fire, okay? All right, here's my 6 exercises. We've actually got way more than 6 exercises, but 6 variations of things, okay? 6 exercises with many variations, I should say. Questions? Again, Kerry McElroy, K. McElroy at YMCA.SC.org. We hope you're getting the best out of these. We hope you're staying home, eating well, staying healthy. Keep moving.